How's it going, basketball fans? How's everyone doing today? I'm Steve for Grind Their Stats Podcast. In this episode, I'm going to recap the New York Knicks as of now. This is about you, Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau, use your freaking bench, genius. And Tom Thibodeau, why are you overplaying your first unit sarcastically like the entire game? Trust your bench, silly. Here's why. The problem is, when you play your first unit, basically the entire game in basketball, it's going to lead to breakdowns on both offense and defensive end of the floor. And you're going to get your first unit that tired, especially day-to-day games. Think about it, Tom Thibodeau. You're not going to win a lot of games if you overplay your first freaking unit, Tom Thibodeau. Solution, Tom Thibodeau. Please, Tom Thibodeau, play your freaking bench at least 24 minutes for every game. It'll help your first unit focus better. Both offense, defense. Like, for example, communicating on the defensive end, knocking down jumpers, taking good shots, etc., etc. Better focus leads to winning games. Right, Tom Thibodeau? Use your head. I'll give you ideas, Tom Thibodeau. Let's take a look at Jericho Sims. He's 6'9", and yes, I watch college basketball. This is Jericho Sims. Rebounding, check. He can block shots, check. He can guard faster guys and big guys. That's called switching. Jericho Sims can switch, check. Can run the fast break, check. Has long extended arm because, think about it, when you have long extended arms at 6'9", it makes shots harder if up into player's face. Think about it, Tom Thibodeau. When you have Jericho Sims that have long extended arms, right? Pretend Jericho Sims extends his hands and he contests every shot. That'll lead to air ball and 4-3, brick, meaning miss. Now you have Cam Reddish. Try giving Cam Reddish 26 minutes. 3-point shooting for Cam Reddish. Check. He can drive. Check. Can also catch lobs like alley-oop to Cam Reddish. Bang! Free throw shooting. What do you think? Check. You can even put him in all 5 positions. He's like around 6'8", 6'9". Just giving you an idea of Tom Thibodeau. But look at his body. Cam Reddish is like a wing player. And then you have Miles McBride. You have to get this guy a chance for playing time because If you give him playing time, he can shoot threes. Just trust the guy. He'll do a job for you. The point is, trust your bench, Tom Thibodeau. Remember, Miles McBride, he's a guard. And not only he can shoot threes, Miles McBride, he plays annoying, but he's a great defender, but mostly a perimeter defender. Can also pressure you everywhere. He can even smother you. In other words, he's a annoying, great defender from the perimeter. He played under Bob Huggins back at West Virginia back in college. Simple, Tom Thibodeau. Miles McBride, he shoots threes and plays great, annoying defense. Fits your style, Tom Thibodeau. He'll do the job for you. Then you have Ryan Oxian-Kono, a guard that can shoot 37% for free. Trust this guy. Since you, Tom Thibodeau, you run pick and roll offense in a half court set. Tom Thibodeau, you listen to what I just said, but please, you're missing one thing, Tom Thibodeau. Trust your bench. Simple. And now you have Taj Gibson. Can guard post players. Check. Can also guard the perimeter. Check. That's called switching, which means he can guard bigs and small players that are fast. That's called switching, everybody. Taj Gibson. He shot 36% from free, can also shoot the mid range. Decent at the free throw line at 75%. Insert Taj Gibson in the game. Remember that, Tom Thibodeau. Let's say if Derrick Rose does return. He's old. Please, for the love of God, Tom Thibodeau, if Derrick Rose comes back, don't you overuse him. Trust your bench. Worse, Derrick Rose is old. If you rest Derrick Rose correctly, right? Knowing when to rest him, Derrick Rose, right? He can shoot, especially mid-range. Derrick Rose knocks down the mid-range jumper, says Mark Jackson. Money. Cha-ching for mid-range. The 15-footer. Cha-ching. And also, he shot 40% from free. Use Derrick Rose correctly, Tom Thibodeau. If you use Derrick Rose correctly, he'll be effective. Trust me. On both ends of the floor. Trust me. Please, Knicks, not just the point guard position. There's more than just the point guard position. And why, Knicks management, won't you go big in trades? And worse, the Milwaukee Bucks just had Serge Ibaka. He's 6'10", switching check, and he shot 37% for free. And yes, he can also shoot the 15-footer, but mostly a stretch big man. And the Bucks are improving the glass, and worse, you add Serge Ibaka, And worse, once you add Serge Ibaka, Mark Jackson would say, the Bucks knocks down the jumper, says Mark Jackson. Well said, Mark Jackson. Especially Giannis Antetokounmpo, known as Greek Freak. If there's a catch, Serge Ibaka shot 68% from the free throw line. Here's the thing about the Bucks. If you don't do well on the boards, the Bucks from three-point land. Bang, says Mike Green. What do you think? I hope you're taking notes, Tom Thibodeau, because you're going to need it later if you're going to make it to the playoffs. You're not out of the woods yet, Tom Thibodeau. Okay, now, before I end this episode, I'll give you basketball tips. The first thing I'm going to teach you is a free level score if you follow NBA 2K games. That means, let's say you're the ball handler, right? You must meet these three criteria, meaning requirements. Let's put it this way to make it easier to understand. Checklist. Can you attack the rim? This is ball handling, everybody. So let's continue. Can you shoot mid-range, which means the 15-foot jumper? And also, can you shoot threes? You meet these three criteria. That's called a three-level score. Now, the next time I talk to you, a basketball tip is called boxing out. That means you prevent your opponent from getting the rebound by bending down. Now, extend your arms downward. The point is, you prevent your opponent from getting the rebound. And that's called boxing out. It's like saying, find ways to get the ball after a missed shot. The point is, find ways to get the ball, which is called rebounding. Remember that, folks. Example, who can actually box out? Like, for example, Dwight Howard and Steven Adams. Or it could be what's that one example? Domantas Sabonis. He can also box out. That's boxing out, folks. That completes it for boxing out. Now, the next thing to teach you about is the crossover. A crossover means this is for ball handlers. It's when you dribble using your hands, right? Transfer your shooting hand to the other shooting hand. Your off shooting hand, right? Do it repeatedly off the dribble. Now, repeat this over and over and over again. That's called the crossover. Perfect example, Wayne Wade, James Harden, or it could be Chris Paul. He can also do the crossovers too. Or Trace McGrady, one of my favorite players. They all can do crossovers. Thanks for tuning in, basketball fans. I'm Steve for Grind That Stops Podcast.